Hello everyone, my name is Irshad.
My name is Zarina. I am a mom of three kids, namely Muneeb, Mujaddid, and Rahma.
The eldest one is Muneeb, who is the producer of this documentary. Our second son, his name is Mujaddid. He is already 12 years old, and we also have a little daughter who is Rahma. She is 8 years old. This documentary is about the journey which our second son, Mujaddid Irshad, has been taking as somebody who has been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder.
Autism is a developmental disability which is caused because of the abnormalities in the structure of the brain.
It is not the fault of their parents. It's definitely not the fault of their mother. Their brains are wired differently. They understand the world differently. They interact with the world differently.
Since autism is a spectrum disorder, it varies one kid to another kid. Some kids will have a mild autism, some kids will have a moderate autism, some kids will have a high functioning autism, which known as Asperger's.
Our second son Mujaddid was born on January 12, 2008. In the beginning, it was a joy for us, and his birth was finally Muneeb, after 5 years, became a brother. As well as, this is our first Canadian child. We all had Sri Lankan passports, including Muneeb. So, this is our first child with a Canadian passport. He strengthened our connection to Canada.
During the first 2 years, Mujaddid grew up as a normal child. I mean, normal child in a sense, he achieved all these milestones. You know, the sitting, the rolling, the walking, the teething, everything happened perfectly. But his communication and social interaction was never improved. Another important thing I noticed was he used to cry in the night for a very long period. I know children cry in the night, that is usual. So this cry is different than other children's cry.
He will keep on crying. He will on inconsolable. I was really frustrated, trying to put him to sleep the entire night. When Mujaddid was taken to his first medical checkup, the nurse who was checking him, she kept on looking at his eye coming around him. I said, "What you are doing?" She said, "No, I have a concern about his eye contact." We didn't know why is that significance, why it was important for her to deeply look into his eye contact. He's just a baby. That was the first incident, something not normal, quote unquote, which was told about our son.
We had some on and off appointment with the child development pediatrician at Sick Kids. During our third meeting with him, he told us that our son will not be developed as a normal child.
And he said that your child has autism. I did not understand the word. So I said, okay, so how long is going to last? 3 months, 6 months? Still clearly remember that question. But when the doctor said that it is a lifelong condition, he is going to live like this forever, I remember fighting to control my tears.
As parents, we will always ask, "Doctor, what is the cure?" So the answer was given to us is, there's no cure. There's no cure for autism. It's only we have to manage the situation.
Of course, as parents, we were in denial, we were in pain, we were trying to find a cure.
Our life was never the same. We didn't accept the fact that my child is different.
We went to assessment after assessment again, a lot of centers, Geneva Center, Surrey Place Center, all these places where they will give therapies.
There's a behavioral therapy called IBI. We went through those therapies. Some are in-house, some I have to take to the center. With all this frustration and difficulties and my sadness, I lost my third kid. I had a miscarriage when my child was 4 months old.
On top of what we are going through as parents, so much frustration, the system, in the way everything worked. There's a lot of systemic barriers in giving that proper support and the services needed for children and adults with disabilities.
I started to become a researcher and an FBI agent, right? You just find out, observe, take notes, go to workshop.
While we were doing our research, we came across Autism Treatment Center of America. It's called Sunrise Program.
There I saw that they are teaching about the acceptance of the child. You know, love and acceptance is two different things. I love him, but I didn't accept him the way he was born. I didn't accept him the way he does things.
So we started to take this journey to Massachusetts. We went there, we stayed in a motel, and my wife, I went to this training every day for 7 days. It was an eye-opener. We learned that these children are not broken. These children are not sick. These children are not abnormal, quote unquote.
When he was 5 years old, I decided to look at him differently, talk to him differently, understand him differently, and not to get overly worried when he doesn't, do certain things what I wanted him to do.
Mujaddid now need to be taught. He is a child. He has to go to school. We were struggling to find out, should we tell that our son has a diagnosis or not. We were told by parents, don't tell them, they will label you, they will put you into a different classroom, they will not admit you to the school.
So with regard to Mujaddid, I really don't know what he's learning in the school. He has a thing called IEP, Individual Education Plan, which I notice always the same thing. Identify letters, matching, identify colors, identify shapes. Until grade 3 is learning shapes. Come on. When I was taking him at home, all the shapes, and he's tired of the shapes and numbers. Always the same thing.
We were told that he has to go to this special needs classroom. It was a lot of frustration again there as well, because the teachers, they don't come with life experience, lived experience of living with children with autism. They have gone through a training. So is that training enough? We realize it's not. Because it's not just one disability, one identical disability. Spectrum, every child's need is unique and different. Some are verbal, some are non-verbal. Some perceive the world differently than the other.
When you put all the kids in the same classroom who have severe needs with only one or two teachers, the teachers will be automatically demotivated. You cannot handle that.
A lot of struggles, a lot of challenges, fights with the teachers. Because the system is such. Our TDSB is not equipped to handle children like this, unfortunately. Although it's a great system we have to point out the shortcomings.
Further, I found out there is an agency called Extend Family, which really advocating moving the child from the special education to a general education.
With the support of extended family, we went and we advocated on behalf of our child. Now we became the true advocates. We had a long conversation with the principal of our home school, asking him to take Mujaddid to his regular classroom.
Fortunately, he happened to be a good principal. He really understood our concerns. He made sure that teachers also understand our concerns. He agreed to bring Mujaddid back to the regular classroom, and then by the time he was grade 4, he was educated in a regular classroom.
Education is a basic human right which has been conferred upon every child in Canada. Why should our child be any different? Why should a child with autism be any different? Why should a child with Down syndrome be any different? Why should a child with any other disabilities be any different? They are humans, they are part of our family, they are part of our rights. The rights has been given to everybody regardless of what condition, what mental or what neurological condition they have. Mujaddid, in general, he's a very lovable boy. He likes humor, he likes to connect with people, he likes socializing, he likes to have some special foods.
He really liked to play with his iPad. He liked to walk in the nature. He's a nature lover and he loves his siblings very much.
He likes to get into fights. That's a new thing. When he was going to regular special needs classroom, he doesn't get involved, and whenever he comes, he's very aloof and isolated. Now he goes to regular classroom, he shows his attitude like a 12-year-old boy. He fights with his sister, he fights with his brother.
They just wrestle with each other, chasing each other and fighting with each other. So that's how they play.
Now Mujaddid is going into the age of puberty. What are his needs? how he's feeling about these changes, his physical changes, his emotional changes.
Still, we don't know what is that Mujaddid's education journey is going to be, where he's going to end up, what is this going to be in the future.
What Mujaddid's high school is going to look like, how his college is going to look like, how his university is going to look like. Is he going to be bullied? Is he going to be harmed? Is he going to be abused? These questions we have.
The autism kids are not dumb, they are not sick, and they are not mad too. Because sometimes I know they laugh, they make noise. It will make other people little bit uncomfortable. But don't judge. When you start to judge, you are making a huge mistake.
They say that to raise a child, you need a village. But we will say that to raise a child with autism or any disability, you need the entire country. We have to include them as valuable members of our community. They have a valued social role to play. We have to understand that.
Try to be a friend with the kids with a disability. You know, sometimes you need somebody to spill out things, to talk back, and you don't want them to advise you or say anything, right? If you talk to autistic kid, he will be only listen to you, not judge you, no comment, nothing. He will be a very good listener to you.
It's easy to forge friendship with somebody who's like you, who likes what you like. It's easier. But the moral strength comes by forging friendship with people, with children or students who are not like us.
Whenever you see a kids with disability or person with disability, just smile at them. Try to say hi to them. Treating people with disability, it may be autism, it may be so much other disability. It is a social responsibility, and we have to make sure that we do this well. We all are here to share this world, and we are all are here to share this universe together, regardless of our disability or our inability whatsoever.
Mujaddid in Arabic means reformer. That's what I named him when he was born, because as an imam I really love that word, reformer. My wife always says that now he has autism. Much more than he reformed everybody, he has reformed us. Now through us, he's also going to reform others as well.
I would like to thank Muneeb's English teacher, Miss Surtees, to giving us the opportunity to talk about our son.
Thank you so much for listening, and thank you, Muneeb, for giving us an opportunity to share this with all of you. I hope that it brought some benefits to all of you, and we are happy to answer any questions or be part of how you want to include children with autism in your school, in your community. Thank you so much. Take care.